What is up, everybody? How we doing tonight? Hopefully everyone's doing well today. All right, the first break we're going to crush out tonight, guys, is 420. So I'm going to get that one organized. So wish you guys all the best of luck in 420. 8:45, right? Okay. 8:45, meet there. All right, so good luck on the randoms, everybody. Here, actually, yeah, I do have them ready to go. So here we go. 24,420. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So let me get things ready on my end here. Six boxes, guys. Save this for the other half. There we go. What's up, Derek? How are we doing tonight? There we go. Best of luck. Here we go. Here we go. 24,420. We have the Series 1 6-box rando. Probably should have thrown the garbage before. Alright, we got a sizzle of Marchenko for the Jackets, Skarek Young Guns for the Islanders, and for Vegas, goal-oriented of Eichel. We got a Bustle Sparkle for Carolina of Jarvis, a canvas for Anaheim of Troy Terry, and a compositions of Monahan for the Blue Jackets. We got a Compadres for Florida. We got an Abels, Young Guns for Philly. And for Utah, Keller, compositions. Encore to Brinkat for the Red Wings. A Sizzle of Aho for Carolina. And a Gatcombe Islanders, Young Guns. Leafs and Jays, I know. What a great night, eh? Dazzlers of Barkov for Florida. Stammer for Nashville Canvas, and a Nathan McKinnon, goal-oriented for the Avalanche. Outburst Silver for Seattle of Stevenson, Tracking Systems of Blackwood for the Avalanche, and a Cup Quest of Carlson for Pittsburgh. Canvas for the Avalanche of Colton, Quillen for the Maple Leafs Young Guns, and an Olmark for Ottawa Portraits. Encore of Hudson for Montreal, Sizzle of Knives for the Leafs, and a Nashville Predators Young Guns of Kemmel. You think so, Derek? That's your call. Encore of Leonard for Washington, Composition Sparkle of Toffoli for San Jose, and a Bustle for Florida of Sam Reinhart. Cup Quest for Seattle of McCann, Sizzle of Wyatt Johnson for Dallas, and a Portrait of Tage Thompson for Buffalo. Canvas of Will Smith for Sharks, Lev Shunov for Chicago Young Guns, and a composition of Stutzel for Ottawa. Encore Blue of Kempe for LA, Encore for Utah of Keller, Tracking Systems of Gustafson for Minnesota. Well, they definitely looked pretty damn good yesterday, didn't they? Like, holy moly. So it makes you wonder, was it the nerves in the first couple games? Because they looked pretty damn strong yesterday. Like, good for them. We've got a Compadres for the Maple Leafs, Young Guns of Dorwart for Philadelphia, and a Compositions for Vancouver of Quinn Hughes. Tracking System Sparkle of Ottinger for Dallas, Canvas for Florida of Barkov, Goal Oriented for Florida of Sam Reinhart. We got a Bustle for Nashville, Marchesso, Young Guns for the Rangers of Robertson, and a Cup Quest of Tage Thompson for Buffalo. Encore for Anaheim of Vetrano, Sizzle of Lehkonen for Colorado, and a Young Guns of Dvorsky for the Blues. Outburst Silver for the Oilers of Henrique, Sizzle of Kachuk for Florida, and a Portrait of Leon Draisaitl for the Oilers. Dazzlers of Oslin for Buffalo, Voronkov for the Jackets Canvas, and a Portrait of Quinn Hughes for Vancouver. Canvas for the Red Wings of Raymond, Cagnoni Young Guns for the Sharks, and a Compositions for the Islanders of Barzal. Encore of Taves for the Avs, Tracking Systems for the Rangers of Shesterkin, and a Melanson Young Guns for Seattle. Encore for the Chicago Blackhawks of Moore, Goal-Oriented Sparkle Reinhart for Florida, and a Hellebuck Tracking Systems for the Winnipeg Jets. That is sick. Young Guns Retro Outburst Red for the Maple Leafs of Hyman. Young Guns Retro out of 25 Hyman. Sweet. Compadres for Washington, and a goal-oriented for Minnesota of Kaprizov. We got a Canvas of Duclair for the Islanders, Young Guns of Brindamore for Carolina, Compositions of David Pasternak for Boston. Yeah, those are cool. Clear Cut Young Guns for the Blues of Dvorsky, Encore for Montreal Slavkovsky, and a Sizzle of Tippett for Philly. sizzle. We've got a sizzle for the Winnipeg Jets Perfetti, Finley Young Guns for Tampa, and a Cup Quest of Nietzsche's for the Avs. We got a Bustle Sparkle for the Red Wings of Cider, Canvas of Pietrangelo for Vegas, and a Portraits for the Penguins of Evgeny Malkin. Encore for the Jackets of Werenski, Tracking Systems for the Red Wings of Talbot, Leonard for Washington Young Guns. We got a Young Guns Outburst Silver of Cagnoni for San Jose. San Jose. Cagnoni. Bustle of Tippett for Philly, and a goal-oriented of Ovechkin for the Caps. We got a Compadres for the Rangers, Young Guns for the Oilers of Rodriguez, and a Cup Quest of Demko for Vancouver. Canvas of Sean Couturier for Philly. We got a Curran for Calgary Young Guns, and a Compositions of Makar for the Avs. Dazzlers for San Jose of Eklund, Canvas of Demko for the Canucks, and a Portraits of Laine for Montreal. Encore Bedard for Chicago, Portraits Sparkle of Makar for the Avs, and a Kemper Tracking Systems for LA. Yeah, those are. Yeah, it's a cool thing. Encore of Miller for the Rangers, Sizzle of McDavid for the Oilers, and a Young Guns for Nashville of Wood. Sizzle of Makar for the Avs, Compositions of Gensel for the Tampa Bay Lightning. There you go. And a Deluxe of Beecher for Boston. Beecher, Boston. We've got a Canvas for Florida of Reinhardt, Young Guns of Camel for Nashville, and a goal-oriented Stammer for Nashville. Encore of Urson for Philly, Wyatt Johnson for Dallas, and a Tracking Systems of Demko for Vancouver. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to get that case filled as well. So, hopefully we can rock that one out. And I do have a helper right now until around 6:15. So, if you guys get that filled, we should be able to get that one done quickly. The grading upgrade. Sorry, what's the grading upgrade, just so I know? Oh, you're talking about the Bustle of Knives for the Leafs, the Young Guns of Sillinger for the Jackets, and a Portrait of Lev Shunov for the Hawks. We got a Sizzle Sparkle of Marshman for Dallas, Canvas of Holloway for the Blues, Compositions of Darlene for Buffalo. Talking about the 2-day one. Encore of Gustafson for Minnesota, Tracking Systems of Ottinger for Dallas, Koivunen for the Penguins Young Guns. You do the 1 month and it goes to 2 days? Is that what you're talking about, Kevin? If so, yes. Sizzle of Luukkonen for Buffalo, Cagnoni for San Jose Young Guns, goal-oriented for the Rangers of Panarin. But today is the last day for that one because we dropped them off. Hyman Outburst Silver for the Oilers, Silver McCann for Seattle, and a Cup Quest Yossi for Nashville. Canvas of Verhaeghe for Panthers. We got a Tampa Bay Young Guns of Duke and a Portrait of Holloway for the Blues. Dazzlers of Kyle Connor for the Jets. Canvas of Harley for the Stars. Compositions of Larkin for the Red Wings. Encore of Heischer for the Devils. Portrait Sparkle of Eklund for the Sharks. And a Bustle of Kadri for Calgary. Encore of Morrissey for the Jets. Tracking Systems for Nashville of Saros. Young Guns for Boston of Callahan. We got a Tracking Systems number to 199 for Anaheim of Dostal. Bustle of Leo Carlson for Anaheim. And a Cup Quest for the Winnipeg Jets of Kyle Connor. We got a Canvas for Carolina of Slavin. Young Guns for Seattle of Melanson. And a Portraits for the Red Wings of Cider. Clear Cut Base for the Dallas Stars of Robertson. Encore for Ottawa of Stutzel. And a Sizzle of Markstrom for the Devils. So the SSP cards are labeled on the back. I'm well aware of that. In terms of the 2 packs, I will tell you, Floor, generally that is true, but it also is, we had a couple people in our store, for example, today, and we had a couple yesterday that opened a 2-card pack followed by a 4-card insert pack. So I agree with you. That's why whenever we get 2, I generally look through it very quickly. But there have been some that we have seen customers open. Bustle of Jarvis for Carolina. Mazur for the Red Wings Young Guns. And a Cup Quest of Hopkins for the Oilers. So, just so you know. We got a Compadres Sparkle for Colorado. Canvas of Kucherov for Tampa. And a Matthews Portraits for the Maple Leafs. Encore of Kempe for LA. We got a Compadres for the Avalanche. And a Moore Young Guns for Chicago. We got a Sizzle of Evangelista for the Preds. Weisblatt for the Nashville Predators Young Guns. And a Cup Quest of Eklund for the Sharks. Outburst Silver for the Rangers of Carrick. Sizzle of Marshman for Dallas. Goal-oriented of Bratt for the Devils. Dazzlers for Montreal of Hudson. Canvas for the Rangers of Shesterkin. And a Portraits for the Rangers of Perreault. Canvas of Huberdeau for Calgary. We got a Young Guns of Robertson for the Rangers and a Compositions of Ovechkin for the Caps. Encore Troy Terry for the Ducks. Cup Quest Sparkle for the Hawks of Bedard. And a Holloway for the Blues Bustle. Encore of Urson for Philly. Tracking Systems Merzlikins for the Jackets. And for the San Jose Sharks, Lund Young Guns. Oh, no, for sure. I agree, Floor. Always double check. That is sexy. A population count 1,000 Demidov. Demidov for Montreal. Very nice Montreal hit. Bustle of Cider for the Red Wings. And a Crosby for the Penguins compositions. It is funny though, Floor. Actually, I'll do it after these 2 packs, I'll tell you. Young Guns Canvas for Carolina of Suzuki. Young Guns for the Blues of Snuggerud. And a Goal-oriented of Crosby for the Penguins. We got a black and white canvas for the Oilers of Ekholm. Encore Fuse for Vancouver. And a Bouchard for the Oilers Sizzle. What I was going to say, it's funny though, that when there is a genuine 2-card pack, people lose their minds. But if there's a 4-card pack, it's like, it happens. It's like all of this is done by machine, except for Cup. There is absolutely 100% going to be times that the machine's going to mess up on the good or the bad. Literally, I could point out probably 500 times that we've opened packs where we've been missing tons of cards, or we got double the hits. Sizzle for the Penguins of Crosby. Quillen for the Maple Leafs Young Guns. Cup Quest, Kaprizov for Minnesota. We got a Bustle Sparkle for the Leafs of Knies. Canvas for the Rangers of K'Andre Miller. And a Portraits Ovechkin for the Caps. Encore Bouchard for the Oilers. Tracking Systems for the Maple Leafs of Wool. And a Young Guns of Demidov for Montreal. Demidov. Very nice. We've got a Compadres for Montreal. Sillinger Young Guns for the Jackets. And a Dvorsky Portraits for the Blues. Also, I feel like we've left all the Young Gun canvases. We got a Murphy Outburst Silver for Chicago. A Bustle of Kane for the Oilers. And a Compositions of Suzuki for Montreal. I think we've only had 1 out of the 6, so. Dazzlers Montreal Caulfield. Zellweger for Anaheim Canvas. Compositions of Hughes for the Devils. Encore Bennington for the Blues. Sizzle of Joshua for Canucks. And a Duke Young Guns for Tampa. Canvas of Doughty for LA. We got a Tolo Pilo for Vancouver Young Guns. Goal Oriented of Kucherov for Tampa. Encore of Stone for Vegas. Portrait Sparkle of Draisaitl for the Oilers. And a Vasilevsky for Tampa Tracking Systems. Deluxe for the Buffalo Sabres. Peterka. Sizzle, number 250. Of Carlson for Anaheim. And a Cup Quest of DeBrincat for the Red Wings. Canvas Young Guns for the Tampa Bay Lightning of Finley. Young Guns of Sabrango for Ottawa. And a Portraits of Zuccarello for Minnesota. We got an Encore Blue of Hughes for Vancouver. Ovechkin Encore for Washington. And a Markstrom Tracking Systems for the Devils. There she goes. No floor. I think we got... I have to see what Ashley did yesterday, but I think we have like 3 left. I think that's all we have left now is 3 more. And then whatever's available for purchase. Because we're starting to cut into those ones now. So that's awesome. All right, let me see where we're at now, folks. And just a reminder, let's get that case going. We only have, I think, a couple spots left in the case break. And obviously, while we have a helper, that would be great, guys. So, let me see where exactly we're at now. All right, so who wants to clean up the last 4 spots? Somehow Anaheim and Nashville are the ones available. That blows my mind. Anaheim is so strong in this. And Nashville is very strong in this. So anyone want to close those last 4 out? Again, Anaheim and Nashville are very strong. Philly is a pretty strong team. They got quite a few young guns. I think 2 or 3. So let's see if we can close it out, and then we can rock that out right away. 392. I would love to get that one going. 396 is filled. 1 second. Let me get that one ready, and then hopefully we can get the other one going, so that way we actually have a bit of a helper on that one, guys. That would be great. All right, 396. Good luck. Here we go. 24,396 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'll be right back. Okie dokie. Three, 9, 6. By the way, Nashville is gone, so let's get the other ones going so we can do that one right after, guys. Literally just 3 left, it looks like. So let's close those 3 out. All right, so here we go. Here we go, 24,396. We've got the 10 box break, Thanksgiving special break. It's a fun one with a box giveaway. Base. We got a marquee rookies for Tampa of Kachuk. Base. Young Guns of Gerstein for the Devils. And a Dazzlers for the Blues of Bennington. And a Marquee Rookies for the Blue Jackets of Shinnikov. Sorry guys, let me get this organized. Please. There we go. All right, so again, let's get going on the other spots, guys. We are down to, I think, 3 left. I'm hoping the other ones are filled so I can get a bit of a helper on it. And that way we can continually crush more and more and more breaks. We got a retro for Washington of Carlson. Base. Also, a reminder that bounty thing goes till the 19th, which I believe is Sunday. So if you guys still want a shot at that, it is very doable. Holographics for Nashville of Tanner Janot. It is definitely one of those doable ones. Canvas for the Anaheim Ducks of Troy Terry. Dazzlers for Nashville of Yossi. Young Guns for Tampa of Fortier. I don't feel like people really understand how big of a potential that is. That we are literally just giving out money on a break if we hit some cool cards. We don't even keep the cards. We just give away the money. We've got a blue of McDavid for the Oilers and a Baudin for the Hawks. Rookie. McDavid profiles for the Oilers. Pasternak for Boston Blue. Blue of Jones for the Blue Jackets. Liljegren for the Maple Leafs rookie. Blue of Connor McMichael for the Caps. And a Max Pacioretty blue for Vegas. We got a profiles for the Devils of Hischier and a blue of Yossi for the Preds. Blue of Matthews for the Leafs. Soderstrom for the Coyotes. Rookie. We've got a $22.99 rookie for the Rangers of K'Andre Miller. A blue of Kravtsov for the Rangers. Schmalevsky for the Sharks rookie. And a Strome for the Hawks blue. Alright. We got some extended. Okay. We've got a Kaprizov finite to 3,000 for Minnesota. Oh, that's not too bad. Dazzlers for the Blues of Perron. Reflections to 500 for Chicago of Patrick Kane. Ultimate victory for Chicago of Kurashev. We've got a retro for Calgary, Johnny Gaudreau. Young Guns French variant for the Montreal Canadiens of Verbeek. Young Guns for San Jose, Schmalevsky. Holographics for the Maple Leafs of Liljegren. We got an ultimate victory for the Maple Leafs of Barabanov. Young Guns for the Calgary Flames of Gaudin. We got our Reflections for Boston of Marchand. We got a rookie class for Anaheim of Hakanpää. Ovation rookie Kaprizov for Minnesota. We got a Young Guns for the Devils of Nolan Foote. We got a retro for the Coyotes of Garland. We got a Larkin retro for the Red Wings. We got an ultimate victory for Tampa of Stamkos. We got a Young Guns for San Jose, Handmark. Holographics Gold for Chicago of Kurashev. Young Guns for Chicago of Reese Johnson. Rookie class for the Coyotes of Soderstrom. We got a Young Guns for the Maple Leafs of Lehtinen. Retro Young Guns, Bowen Byram for the Avs. And we've got a base pack. All right, Series 2 time. We've got a glossy for Ottawa of Marilinen, a glaring of Draisaitl for the Oilers, and an eclectic for Tampa of Braden Point. Young Guns for the Blue Jackets of Angle. We got an honor roll of Lacombe for the Ducks, Instinctive of Shesterkin for the Rangers. Glossy for Anaheim of Lacombe. Patterson for Vancouver Portraits. PC Eichel for Vegas. Glossy for Montreal of Farrell. Honor roll of Dufour for the Islanders. PC of Zegras for the Ducks. Young Guns for the Oilers of Lavoie. Eclectic of Jack Hughes for the Devils. And a canvas Tage Thompson for Buffalo. Wrong one. Korchinski for Chicago Young Guns. Maroon, Director of Boards for Tampa. Deep Roots for the Rangers of Zibanejad. Glossy Gold, Beniers for Seattle. Honor roll, Bobby McMahon for the Leafs. And a Carlson PC for the Sharks. Instinctive Sparkle, Merzlikins for the Jackets. Young Guns of Montemapalo for Ottawa. Deep Roots of Jamie Benn for Dallas. Dang it. The Dazzlers. Kempe for LA. Carlson for San Jose. Pedersen for Vancouver. All right, we got some Allure. 21, 22. We've got an orange slice of Veleno for the Red Wings, bread baskets for the Blues of Binnington, and a rookie Byfield for LA. We got a color of Drysdale for the Ducks, quartz of Besser for Vancouver, and a rookie for the Penguins of Zahorna. Red Rainbow for Calgary of Markstrom. Color Flow of Colton for Tampa. And a rookie of Cam York for Philadelphia. We've got a Black Rainbow for the Coyotes of Kessel. Control Room of Colton for Tampa. And we got a Lundqvist rookie for the Rangers. Black Rainbow, New Hook for the Avs. Quartz rookie of Montreal, Caulfield. and a regular rookie of Hardman for Chicago. Color Flow rookie of Raymond for the Red Wings. A rookie of Eklund for the Sharks. Numbered to 75. Rookie jersey auto blue. Jeremy Swayman. Numbered to 75. Swayman. We've got a red rainbow for the Sharks of Eklund, iced out of Point for Tampa, and a rookie for Seattle of Coland. We got a black rainbow of Gallagher for Montreal, a rookie of Raymond for the Red Wings, and a Ronta to 199 for the Avs. Swayman, yeah, I hope his value bounces back. Again, solid goalie overall, to be honest. So. SPX. We've got a jersey for the Red Wings of Larkin. The trilogy break, yeah. I'm going to try to get a whole bunch of breaks done tonight. That is filthy. For the Winnipeg Jets, lustrous rookies, patch auto, Perfetti. To 75, Perfetti. Sweet. We've got for the LA Kings, Kupari to 399. Finite. Kupari. And we've got a Radiance of Leonard for Vegas. A Radiance. All right, time for some clear cuts. For the Red Wings, Veleno. Rookie auto, Joe Veleno. All right. S.P.A. We've got a Spectrum for Boston of Pasternak, a Focus of McLean for the Islanders, and a red Future Watch of Allen for Chicago. We got a Future Watch Spectrum for the Leafs of Rafai, Focus, again, of McLean for the Islanders, and a Robertson red for Dallas. Well, that's funny. Same, yeah, not even different colors either. Good job, McLean. We've got a Future Watch auto to 999 of Ogren. Minnesota, Ogren. Collabs blue for Calgary and a Future Watch red of Fedotov for Philly. We got a Patchy. I will save it later. Make it a big one. Focus of Brindley for the Jackets. Pageantry for the Blues of Neighbors. Future Watch red of Ogren for Minnesota. Any guesses on the patch, guys? Let's get some guesses in. Collabs for Vancouver. Pageantry for the Oilers of Hopkins. And a red base of Aho for Carolina. Focus of Del Bell Blues for the Jackets. Pageantry of Stankoven for Dallas. Future Watch red of Ratty for the Coyotes. We got a Performance for Minnesota Kaprizov. Pageantry of Mintyukov for Anaheim. And a red of Miro Heiskanen for Dallas. We got a $3.99 for Carolina of Nadeau. A Focus Blue of Morrison for Seattle. Pageantry Red Nazar for Chicago. And a Halonen Red for the Devils. Hey, an extra hit in that pack. Look at that. We've got a $1.99 green of Othman for the Rangers. Focus of Stanlin for the Rangers. And guess what? A Schneider Red. Guess what team? For the Rangers. Let's go backwards here. Red of Marchesso for Nashville. Maximum Panarin for the Rangers. Let's go this way. Oh, it's this way. Oh, I thought I had it with the team. Number to 100. Jack Thompson for San Jose. Well, at least it's a patch auto. At least it's a patch auto. Ultimate. We've got number to 99 for the Boston Bruins of David Pasternak. 99. For the Nashville Predators, Roman Josi. For the Ottawa Senators, Ultimate Emblems of Sanderson. And we've got for the Oilers to $4.99 Kemp. There we go. Kemp Oilers. All right, let's get the random going, which is going to be for the box. So I wish you guys the best of luck. 3 times. Person on top is going to get it. Here we go. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Stone Crow. So Stone Crow is not the official winner. I'm going to take it away from him. Not allowed. Not allowed to win. All right. All right, just so you guys know, the the team is down to 3. So who wants them? I'll also make a pretty simple deal. If somebody wants to take all 3, I'll give you an overtime pack. Just as a thank you, because I do want to see that one roll. And as stated, guys, is I would like to get that going, just so that way we can actually get it while I have a helper here. So, actually, you know what? I'll change that. If anyone wants to take 2 spots, I'll give you an overtime pack. Only 2 spots. There's 3 left. You can pick which 2. You get an overtime pack if you take 2. And Anaheim, in my opinion, is a pretty, very, very, very solid team, guys. So that is the one I would definitely take. But my game plan is to get that one filled so we can rock that one out and I can have a bit of a helper so it's not too long. The random also looks like it's going to get some pace going, so we're going to get that one going. All right, it looks like 2 of those spots are going. So who wants the Blue Jackets to clean it up? Who wants the Blue Jackets to clean that one out? So who is going to get it going? Let's get that last one going, guys. We are right there. And it looks like it's getting taken. So I'm going to go grab a drink. And see if I can get a helper. And then we can go from there. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Do you have a garbage or no?
I'll use it. I'll use the box.
You want this?
No, I'll use the box. That's what I'll use.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second only. I think we're right there. And the 6-boxer looks like it's almost done. Side angle. How delayed is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, dokie. Let me just double check everything and then we should be good to go. Looks like the rando is going to be gone. It definitely looks like that. Mr. Frankie, good to see you, sir. All right. I got some Cheez-Its stuck in my face still. So, you guys might have some extra memorabilia on the cards. All right. 32. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got the case of Series Unos coming up. And then I got another sixer, 6, 7 of Series 1. Excuse you. You took Columbus? All right, that's fair. I will do my best for you. I will do my best. All right, caught up on all the payments, caught up on all the orders. Move that one 392 down. Yepers. Thank you guys. Change this bad boy up. And we will commence a case break. All right. You got a knife?
I have my knife.
Oh, you have a knife? So you're good. I'm going to throw out my garbage before I get started. And then we will crush this. Might need a base box. I'm going to fill that one up. Both team select breaks, we did have double Demidov hits. Well, you know what? I did my part floor of getting Demidov. I can't help how my break partner does. So I fully blame Eric on that one. That ain't me, bro. That's my man Eric. He failed me. The greatest breaking team, me and Eric. So, good luck, everyone. Here we go, 24,392. We've got the 12er of Series 1 case break. Okay, okay. The ladies crushed yesterday. Yeah.
We always do.
Seems a bit biased, but that's okay. Floor, you're allowed to have your opinions. Even if they're wrong, you're allowed to have them. Alright, we got a Bustle of Tkachuk for Ottawa, Young Guns for Seattle of Nyman, and a Cup Quest of Hellebuck for the Jets. We've got a Tracking System Sparkle of Gustafson for Minnesota. We got a canvas of Line A for the Montreal Canadiens, and a Brant Clark portrait for LA. Encore Hedman for Tampa, Tracking System Swayman for Boston, Osman for Seattle Young Guns. We start off with an Outburst Silver Young Guns, Sillinger for the Blue Jackets. Boom! Right off the start floor. Who got it for you? Me. Look at that Columbus hit already. Compadres for San Jose. And we got a Kyle Connor for the Jets compositions. Canvas for Ottawa of Sanderson. Young Guns of Cairns for Calgary. And a goal-oriented for Tampa of Braden Point. Now I just got to get Anaheim and what was the other team? Philly stuff. Because those are the last two teams. Sizzle, Kyle Connor for the Jets. Morton for Calgary Young Guns. And a portrait for Winnipeg of Morrissey. How's it going? Dazzlers of Hughes for the Devils. Canvas of Keller for Utah. And a compositions for Carolina of Aho. Encore for Philadelphia of Konechny. Tracking Systems of Hill for Vegas. And we got a Sabrango for Ottawa Young Guns. Am I doing artifacts? If it fills, I will do it all. Yes. Simple answer on that one for all of them. Olmark for Ottawa Encore. Portrait Sparkle of Kadri for Calgary. And a Sizzle of Forsberg for Nashville. We've got a 250 Deluxe for the Blues of Buchnevich. A Bustle of Werenski for the Blue Jackets. And a Hyman Cup Quest for the Oilers. We've got a Young Guns Canvas Parek for Calgary. Oh my gosh, crushing it. Young Guns Demidov. Outburst Silver Young Guns Demidov. And a canvas of Parek. Might be the greatest box of all time. Portraits for the Panthers of Tkachuk. That actually is a really good box. And a clear cut for the Oilers of Hyman. Encore of Cooley for the Coyotes. And a compadres of the Oilers. You know what was also difference of floor yesterday? It's just teamwork, right? Dan had the packs and box open for me so I can move on to the next one. So, you know, the difference of helpers.
Yeah, the F right now was faster.
You know what? Also, Dan and Eric didn't speak. Oh, no, you went faster. Nah, it's not a speed competition. Sizzle for Nashville, Evangelista. Philadelphia Young Guns of Abels. And a Cup Quest for San Jose of Eklund. Really solidified myself as the best breaker. I agree. Thank you. Tracking System Sparkle of Hill. We got a canvas for the Devils of Hamilton. And a portrait of the Rangers, Perot. Encore Perot for the Rangers. Tracking Systems for the Blue Jackets, Merzlikins. And a Hudson Young Guns for the Oilers. We've got a Bustle of Knives for the Leafs. Young Guns of Leonard for the Caps. And a Lev Shunov for the Hawks portraits. Outburst Silver for Chicago of Dickinson. Bustle for the Red Wings of Cider. And a Crosby Compositions for the Penguins. Dazzlers Kochetkov for Carolina. Gustafson for Minnesota Canvas. And a Darlene Compositions for Buffalo. We got an Encore of Fantilli for the Jackets. Tracking Systems Ottinger for Dallas. And a Cairns for Calgary Young Guns. We've got a canvas of Barbashev for Vegas. A Finley Young Guns for Tampa. And a goal-oriented of Crosby for the Penguins. We got an Encore for Carolina Kochetkov. A Portrait Sparkle of Marchessault for Nashville. And we got a Bouchard. Is that Marchessault for Nashville? Yeah, it is. And a Bouchard Sizzle for the Oilers. We've got a population count 1,000 Sidney Crosby. This man hits everything. Crosby to 1,000. Sizzle McCann for Seattle and a Cup Quest of Yossi for the Preds. We've got a canvas Young Guns. Ian Moore for Anaheim. Rodriguez Young Guns for the Oilers. And a portrait for the Blues of Holloway. Black and white canvas variant for Buffalo of Tage Thompson. Encore of Lev Shunov for Chicago. And a Nazem Kadri for Calgary. Bustle. Ah. Floor. My hands hurt because they're on fire. Alright, let's keep it rolling. Sizzle of Luukkonen for the Buffalo Sabres. A Young Guns of Wood for Nashville. And a goal-oriented for the Rangers of Panarin. We've got a Werenski Bustle Sparkle for the Blue Jackets. Anders Lee for the Islanders Canvas. And a Larkin Compositions for the Red Wings. We got a Outburst Silver for the Anaheim Ducks of Ratko Gudas. We got a Bustle for Anaheim of Leo Carlson. And a Cup Quest Cal Connor for the Jets. Encore Seth Jones for Florida. Tracking Systems of Saros for Nashville. And a Camel for Nashville Young Guns. Floor, did you hear the joke I had yesterday with Eric, by the way? He clearly did not enjoy it. Sizzle of Kachuk for Ottawa. Young Guns of Lev Shunov for Chicago. And a Rossi for Minnesota compositions. You don't think so? It's actually really good. We got a canvas of Ovechkin for the Caps. A Young Guns for Carolina Suzuki. And we got a portrait of Cider for the Red Wings. I will tell you if I get it. So it flows nicely. Dazzlers of Marchenko for the Jackets. Canvas of Tage Thompson for Buffalo. And a goal-oriented for Ottawa of Brady Tkachuk. We got an encore of Rossi for Minnesota. Composition Sparkle of Celebrini for the Sharks. And a Markstrom for the Devils. Sizzle. Deluxe for the Dallas Stars, the 250 of Sagan. We got a Bustle for the Buffalo Sabres of Tuck. And a portrait of Bedard for Chicago. Encore, Brant Clark for LA. We got a Tracking Systems of Joey Decord for Seattle. And a Young Guns for Pittsburgh of Koivunen. We got a canvas of Lafreniere for the Rangers. A Wise Blot for Nashville Young Guns. And a compositions of McDavid for the Oilers. We've got a clear cut for Vancouver of Tyler Myers. Encore of Strome for Washington. And a Mountain Bow Tracking Systems for Montreal. I thought it was a great one. And it's going to be his new theme for the entire year now. So that's the good news. I like having themes for people. We need themes for other people here. What would your theme be? We just did, though. We got a Sizzle of Ovechkin for the Caps. Young Guns for the Oilers of Hudson. And a Matthews goal-oriented for the Maple Leafs. Floor, we need some nicknames if you want to help us out. A Bustle Sparkle for Florida of Reinhardt. Canvas for Seattle of McCann. And a Compositions of Kopitar for LA. Like, Eric has like 4 or 5 nicknames now. Dazzlers of Makar for the Avs. Canvas of Bennington for the Blues. Goal-oriented of Sam Reinhart for Florida. We got an encore of Kreider for the Rangers. Tracking Systems of Dostal for the Ducks. And a Frank Young Guns for the Capitals. Encore of Oslin for Buffalo. We got a Sizzle of Lehkonen for Colorado. And an Oilers Young Guns of Rodriguez. Outburst Silver of Logan Stanley for Winnipeg. A Bustle of Gensel for Tampa. And a Cup Quest of Shesterkin for the Rangers. We got an encore gold of Olmark for Ottawa, numbered to 50. Olmark, Ottawa. We got a Sizzle of Tkachuk for Florida and a portrait of Draisaitl for the Oilers. We got a canvas of Nichushkin for the Avs. We got a Shine Young Guns for the Red Wings. And a portrait of Makar for the Avs. Floy, you're not helping me out too much here. I need some nicknames. Encore for Calgary of Zari. Cup Quest of Demko. Sparkle for Vancouver. And a Sorokin Tracking Systems for the Islanders. Compadres of Maple Leafs. A Young Gun Suzuki for Carolina. And a Quinn Hughes for the Vancouver Canucks. Compositions. Young Guns Canvas for the Tampa Bay Lightning of Duke. We got our Young Guns of Ryan Leonard for Washington. And a Barzal composition for the Islanders. Black and white canvas variant for the Rangers of Lafreniere. Encore of Robert Thomas for the Blues. And a Hellebuck for the Jets. Tracking Systems. Compadres of Nashville. Get Combe for the Islanders Young Guns. Cup Quest Kreider Rangers. We've got a Compadres Sparkle for Oilers. A canvas of Kyle Connor for the Jets. And an Oslin for Buffalo Portraits. We got an encore of Parekh for Calgary. Sizzle for the Boston Bruins of Pasternak. And a Young Guns of Nyman for Seattle. I feel like I'm not going to get the Eric card in this. McCarron Outburst Silver for Nashville. Sizzle of Reinhardt for Florida. Goal-oriented of Nashville. Or not Nashville. Goal-oriented of Nylander for the Maple Leafs. Bustle for Vancouver of Sherwood. Young Guns of Dvorsky for the Blues. Cup Quest of McCann for Seattle. Canvas for the Oilers of Ekholm. Young Guns of Dorwart for Philadelphia. Compositions of Lane Hudson for Montreal. Dazzlers for Buffalo of Byram. Canvas of Kaprizov for Minnesota. And a Portraits for the Blue Jackets, Werenski. We got an encore of Timo Meier for the Devils. Cup Quest Sparkle of Nietzsche's for Avalanche. And an Omark Ottawa Tracking Systems. Encore Demidov for Montreal. Tracking Systems Kochetkov for Carolina. Cagnoni Young Guns for San Jose. We got a Dazzlers Pink variant for Montreal of Caulfield. Compadres for Winnipeg. And a Compositions of Forsberg for Nashville. We've got a Young Guns canvas. Brindamore for Carolina. Robertson Young Guns for the Rangers. Goal-oriented of Caulfield for Montreal. Encore Blue of Leonard for Washington. Dobson Encore for the Islanders. Sizzle of Matthews for the Maple Leafs. Look at that. Anyways, Floor, so the Young Guns that now I'm labeling Eric, when I opened it, is I said, what is a scary version of Eric? And the Islanders Young Gun, the guy's name is Scarrick. So I thought that was kind of good. All right, Compadres, Carolina, New Jersey, Tampa, Rangers, Makar. Well, that's not Makar, that's Avalanche. Kachuk, that's not Kachuk, that's Florida. Washington, Sparkle, Florida, Vegas, Montreal, and the Red Wings.
Just think a bigger one. This one.
What?
This one.
This one.
This one.
Okay. Encore, Caulfield, Nylander, Dvorsky, Camel, Byfield, Marchesso, Blue Hudson, Luukkonen, Heiskanen, Ottinger, Dunn, Blue DeBrincat, Blackwood, Kucherov, Riley, Zibanejad, Kyrou, Malkin, Demko, Reinhardt, Blue Keller, Sorokin, Snuggerud, Bratt, Aho, Zaki, Tuck, Letang, Uyghur. You did hear that one? Yeah, that was a good one. So, his new nickname for the year is Scarrick. We got tracking systems of Talbot, Wolf, Urson, Binnington, Skinner, Demko, Bobrovsky, Sparkle, Blackwood, Gustafson, Vasilevsky, Wool, Shesterkin, Lindgren, Markstrom, Grubauer, Askarov, and Thompson. And Kemper.
This is mixed.
Cool. Next. Canvases, Swayman, Brant Clark, Montembeault, black and white variant, canvas of Kyle Connor. Caulfield, Cousins, Tippett, Kemper, Letang, Coleman, Hayes, Eklund, Yossi, Norris, Tanev, Bedard, the checklist, so a random, Foligno, Lowry, McMichael, Power, Cooley, Ottinger, Dostal, Draisaitl, Ferraro, and Eriksson Ek. We got an encore again of Raymond and Celebrini. Sizzles of Perfetti, McTavish, a Sparkle Aho. McKinnon Hughes, a Sparkle Johnston. Kadri, Hughes, McCarr, McDavid, Marchment, Wyatt Johnson, Nyes, Sparkle, Kyle Connor, Tippett, Crosby, Fowler, Carlson, Joshua, Sparkle, Nyes, Johnson, Draisaitl, Sparkle, Marchenko, and a Bobrovsky. Bustles, Tippett, Boldy, Bertuzzi, Stankoven, Holloway, Jarvis, Kane, Marchesso, Bratt, Lane Hudson. Compositions, Makar, Celebrini, Kachuk, Thomas, Bedard, Matthews, Makar, Sparkle, Gensel, Toffoli, Ovechkin, Hudson, Red, number to 199, Stutzel, Keller, Suzuki, Pasternak, Robertson, Gensel, Sparkle, Jack Hughes, Carlson, and Beniers. We got a Cup Quest of Nietzsche's, Kempe, Bedard, Demko, Hopkins, Kaprizov, Thompson, Marner, DeBrincat, Robertson, Timo Meyer. Dazzlers of Werenski, Kaprizov, Nylander, Bedard, Lafreniere, Leonard, Pink of Ottinger, and a Tage Thompson. Goal-oriented Ovechkin, Sparkle, Raymond, Marchenko, Stamkos, Sparkle, Patterson, Stamkos, Bratt, Raymond, Sparkle, McKinnon, Kucherov, Kaprizov, Draisaitl, McDavid. Portraits of Malkin, Marchesso, Johnson, Fox, Eklund, Kadri, Laine, Matthews, Thompson, Laine, Sparkle, Ovechkin, Hughes, Jarvis, Zuccarello, Dvorsky, Wood, Malkin, Hagel. Canvas Young Guns for Calgary of Currens. Canvas Young Guns of Patterson for Vancouver. And a Weisblatt for Nashville, black and white Young Guns canvas. Outburst Silver Young Guns for the Penguins of Koivunen. Clear Cut Young Guns for the Rangers, Perreault. A Deluxe Young Guns for Vancouver of Tolopilo. To 250. We got a Outburst Silvers, Anaheim of Mintyukov. Winnipeg Scheifele, Brady Shea for Nashville, Coronado Calgary, Brodzinski for Rangers, Backlund for Calgary, Swagnificent Kochetkov. I don't know if that's a scratch on the card or what that is. Well, that's his jacket, I think. We've got a clear cut for Vancouver of Quinn Hughes. Number to 100 exclusives for the Philadelphia Flyers of Paling. And a 250 for Buffalo of Kulik. Population count 100 for the Tampa Bay Lightning, Vasilevsky. Young Guns, Moore, Coco, Snuggerud, Duran, Sabrango, Duke, Perreault, Coco, Duran, Wash, Robidaut, Tolopilo, Perek, Lund, Checklist, so I'll be random, Mazur, Callahan, Morton, Rinzel, Doc, Perek, Skarek, Wash, Moore, Oslin, Gotcher, Rinzel, Dortwood, Ford, Wood, Dvorsky, Doc, Patterson, Brindamore, Moore, Finley, Sillinger, Killian. Portraits of Hamilton, Young Guns of Tolopio, Demidov, Melanson, and Brindamore. There we go. All right, now we got the left and the right, but we did hit 2 Demidovs. 3 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. The left side gets them. I would say that was a pretty good case. What do you guys think? Any more breaks tonight? Absolutely. Why would I stop there? We got a heck of a lot more to go, if you guys so choose. I think we can easily get quite a few done tonight. We got the half case number 2. Ready to rock and roll. Let's see what else is close. The 5-box Series 2 double up. Sorry, Series 1 double up, my apologies. Is now at 7. The Ingrained is now at 7. All the cases, yeah, I agree with you. All the cases have been pretty solid thus far. So we can't really complain about the quality of the cases, can we? And the 8-box multi-year Team Select is now down to 10. So that one can also go tonight. Again, ladies and gentlemen, more than happy to get all these going. So absolutely feel free to fill them all up. The Ingrained is close. The Platinum is close. We got no bootlegs, no red outbursts. We did get a gold. I got one of the Encores. Gold out of 50. So I did get that. And we also did get 2 Demidovs. So that's also not bad as well. So Derek, yeah, if there's any breaks that you guys want to try to trim down after, by all means, let's thanks for the help, by the way. Nope. I think we're good. All right, 421, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. 24,421 3 times. 1, 2, 3. The teams here. 1, 2, 3. But if it is true and Ashley and Anna both got 2 Demidovs in every case, and then this one we got 2 Demidovs, maybe that is a good luck charm for Demidovs. I don't know. I didn't get them. Organizing. Ladies and gentlemen, and again, Derek, I'm more than happy getting a few more of these bad boys going tonight. As I said, a lot of these breaks, all it takes is a couple spots to get them going. You got Vegas this time? Why is your luck running out? We haven't even opened the break yet. Let's see what we get. Alright, good luck everyone. No Young Guns. Well, hopefully we get something else cool. Here we go, 24,421, the other half of the case. Let's see if we can get a 2 Demidov case out of this one. We should have I would say, I think it's 3 or 4 Young Gun canvases. There should be one of the silver Outburst Young Guns. So still lots of potential in this case. We got a Bustle of Sherwood for Vancouver. We got a Frank Young Guns for Washington. And a Cup Quest McCann for Seattle. We got a Sizzle Sparkle Evangelista for Nashville. Patterson Vancouver Canvas. And a Blue Jacket Portraits Werenski. We got an Encore Barbashev for Vegas. Tracking Systems for Carolina Kochetkov. And a Young Guns of Perot for the Rangers. We got a Sizzle of Bobrovsky for Florida. Young Guns for Seattle of Osman. And we got a Hagel for Tampa Portraits. Outburst Silver of Myers for Vancouver. Compadres for Winnipeg. And we've got a Forsberg Compositions for Nashville. Canvas for the Red Wings of Larkin. Young Guns of Ford for Winnipeg. Goal-oriented Caulfield for Montreal. Dazzlers of Fox for the Rangers. Nason for the Devils Canvas. And a Compositions of Beniers for Seattle. Encore Draisaitl for the Oilers. Kopitar Composition Sparkle for LA. Sizzle Matthews Maple Leafs. Population Count 1,000. Bouchard for the Oilers. Encore Beniers for Seattle. And a Thompson for Washington. Tracking Systems. Dazzlers Pink Variant. Demidov for Montreal. Bustle of Hudson for Montreal. And a Cup Quest of Meyer for the Devils. Well, that pink is pretty sweet. Canvas Sanheim for Philly. Young Guns of Wash for Anaheim. Portraits of Dougie Hamilton for New Jersey. We've got a Young Guns Canvas black and white variant. Matthew Wood for the Nashville Predators. Encore Faber for Minnesota. And a Tracking Systems of Askarov for San Jose. I was going to say Nashville, but not anymore. We've got a Young Guns of Lev Shuna for the Chicago Blackhawks. A Bustle of Stankoven for Carolina. And a Portrait for Calgary of Nazem Kadri. Sizzle Sparkle Bouchard for the Oilers. Canvas of Joseph Wool for the Leafs. And a Compositions of Toffoli for the Sharks. We got an Encore for Washington of Carlson. Tracking Systems for Florida, Bobrovsky. And a Young Guns Suzuki for Montreal. Sorry, for Carolina. Outburst Silver for the Avalanche of O'Connor. Compadres for Tampa. And a Cup Quest of Bedard for Chicago. Sizzle of Ovechkin for the Caps. Weisblatt for Nashville Young Guns. And a Matthews for the Maple Leafs, goal-oriented. Canvas of Zari for Calgary. Koivunen for Pittsburgh Young Guns. Eklund for the San Jose Sharks, portraits. We've got a Dazzlers of Dvorsky for the Blues. Canvas of Kachuk for Ottawa. Compositions for LA of Kopitar. Encore for Vegas of William Karlsson. Composition Sparkle of Quinn Hughes for Vancouver. And a Luke Hughes for the Devils. Sizzle. Encore of Jenner for the Jackets. Tracking of Dostal for the Ducks. Gatcomb for the Islanders Young Guns. Population count 1,000. Matthew Nyes for the Leafs. Bustle of Gensel for Tampa. Cup Quest Shesterkin for the Rangers. Canvas Young Guns to go with your black and white variant. Wood for Nashville. Nyman Young Guns for Seattle. And a portrait of Makar for Colorado. Another black and white canvas for Minnesota of Kaprizov. Encore Scheifele for the Jets. And a Sorokin for the Islanders tracking systems. All right. Well, that Demodov was very sexy so far. Holy moly. We've got a sizzle of Kachuk for Ottawa. Young Guns, which will be a random of Demodov and Levshunov. And a compositions of Rossi for Minnesota. We've got a Bustle Sparkle of Holloway for the Blues. Canvas Perfetti for the Jets. Goal-oriented of Brady Kachuk for Ottawa. Encore for Pittsburgh of Karlsson. Tracking of Joey Decord for Seattle. Young Guns for the Buffalo Sabres of Osland. We've got a Compadres for Nashville. Robida Young Guns for Carolina. And a Cup Quest Kreider for the Rangers. Outburst Silver for the Seattle Kraken Beniers. Bustle of Tuck for Buffalo. Portraits of Bedard for Chicago. Dazzlers of Dre Seidel for the Oilers. Canvas of Makar for the Avs. And an Osland for Buffalo portraits. Canvas of Barzal for the Islanders. Gotcher, Young Guns for Philadelphia. And a McDavid compositions for the Oilers. We got an Encore of Wolf for Calgary. Goal-oriented Sparkle of Matthews for the Leafs. And a Montembeault for Montreal tracking systems. Encore of Hyman for the Oilers. Sizzle of Pasternak for Boston. And a Young Guns of Shine for the Red Wings. We got a Dazzlers pink variant for the Red Wings of Raymond. Sizzle of Reinhardt for Florida. And a goal-oriented of William Nylander for the Maple Leafs. Young Guns canvas for Chicago of Doc. Young Guns of Pettersson for Vancouver. And Elaine Hudson for the Montreal Canadiens compositions. Encore blue of Terry for the Ducks. Perfetti for the Jets Encore. Tracking systems of Olmark for Ottawa. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do some fun promos after this to get some other breaks going. So be ready for that. We've got a Compadres for Florida. We got a Gotcher Young Guns for Philadelphia. And a Keller for the Utah Mammoth compositions. Sparkle Tracking System, Sarles for the Preds. Canvas Crosby for the Pens. And a goal-oriented of Nathan McKinnon for the Avalanche. We got an Encores of Benishad for the Rangers. Sizzle of Nyes for the Leafs. Young Guns for Philadelphia of Dorwart. Outburst Silver for the Avalanche of Blackwood. Sizzle of Johnston for Dallas. And for Buffalo, Tage Thompson Portraits. Bustle of Jarvis for Carolina. A Young Guns of Ostlund for Buffalo. And a Hopkins for the Oilers Cup Quest. Hughes canvas for the Devils. Rinzel for Chicago Young Guns. Compositions of Stützle for Ottawa. We got a Dazzlers of Eichel for Vegas. We got a canvas for Chicago Bedard. And a Matthews Portraits for the Maple Leafs. Encore Riley for the Leafs. Kaprizov goal-oriented Sparkle for Minnesota. And a tracking systems of Gustafsson for the Minnesota Wild. Encore Kucherov for Tampa. Compadres for the Avalanche. And a more Young Guns for the Anaheim Ducks. You're here until the Leafs start. What time is that? 7 or 7:30 tonight? We've got a Young Guns exclusives. Koivunen. Numbered to 100. Young Guns exclusives. That's pretty sweet. Sizzle of Marshman for Dallas. And a goal-oriented of Bratz for the Devils. We got a canvas Young Guns for the Oilers of Rodriguez. Finley Young Guns for Tampa. Ovechkin compositions for Washington. And a black and white canvas for the Oilers of Draisaitl. Encore of Blackwood for the Avalanche. And a Holloway for the Blues. Bustle. That is a sweet hit. Yep, a Young Guns exclusives. And a Demidov pink. And I think we have 2 of the population counts. So, if by chance we can get a second Demidov, this would be a pretty damn good case overall. We've got a Compadres for New Jersey, a Lund for the Sharks Young Guns, Cup Quest for LA of Kempe. Bustle Sparkle for Calgary of Kadri. We got a Seattle Kako canvas and a Portraits for Dallas of Wyatt Johnston. We got an Encore of Sanheim for Philly, a Sizzle of Hughes for Vancouver, and a Mazur Young Guns for the Red Wings. Outburst Silver Young Guns for the Boston Bruins of Callahan. A Sizzle of McKinnon for the Avalanche. And a goal-oriented Marchenko for the Blue Jackets. Bustle of Kachuk for Ottawa. A Perek Young Guns for Calgary. And a Cup Quest of Hellebuck for the Jets. We got a Dazzlers of Raymond for the Red Wings. A Canvas of Comfer for the Red Wings. And a Portraits of Brent Clark for the LA Kings. Canvas of Sherwood for Vancouver. Another random, but that's good because we got 1 of each. And a compositions of Robert Thomas for the Blues. Encore Forsberg for the Preds. Tracking systems for Boston of Swayman. Quinn Hudson for the Oilers Young Guns. Encore for the Avalanche Makar. Cup Quest Sparkle for a Buffalo of Thompson. And a Urson for Philadelphia. Tracking systems. We got a red compositions to 199. Pasternak for Boston. Compadres for San Jose. And a compositions for Winnipeg. Kyle Connor. Young Guns canvas for Seattle of Nyman. Young Guns of Frank for Washington. Goal-oriented of Braden Point for Tampa. Clear Cut Celebrini for San Jose. Encore Cider for the Red Wings. And a Sizzle Forsberg Nashville. Sizzle. Forsberg. All right. We've got a Compadres for the Red Wings. We got an Islanders Young Guns of Skarek and a goal-oriented of McDavid for the Oilers. Tracking System Sparkle Merzlikins for the Jackets. Canvas for Vegas of Eichel. And a Carlson for the Penguins compositions. Encore for Ottawa of Batherson. Sizzle for the Oilers of Draisaitl. Young Guns for the Calgary Flames, Parek. We've got a Bustle for Minnesota of Boldy. Doc for Chicago Young Guns. Compositions for the Panthers of Matthew Tkachuk. Another Outburst Silver Young Guns of Duke for Tampa. Duke, Tampa Bay. Sizzle of Kent Johnson for the Jackets. And a Cup Quest for Dallas, Robertson. We've got a Dazzlers of Marchesso for Vegas. Or Nashville, sorry. Aho Canvas for Carolina. Goal-oriented of Raymond for the Red Wings. Canvas for the Jackets of Marchenko. Rinzel Young Guns for Chicago. And a Matthew Wood for Nashville Portraits. Encore for Buffalo of Tage Thompson. Tracking Systems of Wolf for Calgary. And a Young Guns for Philadelphia of Abels. Encore of Gauthier for Anaheim. Cup Quest for the Rangers Sparkle of Shesterkin. And a Grubauer for Seattle. Tracking Systems. Exclusives for the Ottawa Senators of Olmark. Compadres for Carolina. Marchesso portraits for Nashville. Canvas Young Guns for Nashville. Weisblot. Young Guns of Hudson for the Oilers. And a Celebrini composition for the Sharks. Clear Cut of Manson for the Avs. Encore Eklund for the Sharks. Sizzle for Anaheim, McTavish. Well, that's pretty sweet. All right. Well, that was a very solid break, as is pretty much always for this stuff. Okie dokie, let's see where we're at. Okie dokie. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can do this. How about this? I think it's very doable, and it's already discounted. If we get this filled tonight, it is a case of artifacts. I will give away a hobby box of Series 1. So does anyone want to grab 1 or 2 or 3 spots in that to get that one going? If we can get a couple people grabbing 2 or 3 spots in that, I think that'll fly very quickly, personally. So, anybody want to get the ball rolling? That would be greatly appreciated. And how about this as well? The first 5 people to take 2 spots, I will give you an overtime pack as a thank you. So, the first 5 to take 2 spots will get an overtime pack. So I'm hoping I can get 2 or 3 people to do that. It gets the ball rolling. Everyone gets excited. Trying to trim away at some of these breaks. All right, I'll also do another fun one for anyone who wants to do a little higher end one. How about this? We fill this in grain break tonight. I'll give away a blaster of Series 1 when they come out. So again, I'm just trying to give away things to get these breaks going for you guys. So we fill that in grain break. That's literally at 7 left right now. And I will give you guys a blaster giveaway in that one. So I am trying my utmost best to get a couple more of these going for you guys. So if anyone wants some ingrained spots, let me know. If anyone wants to match 1 or 2 ingrained spots, so let me know. I think we can easily get 1 or 2 more going. We just need someone to get the ball rolling here. So let me know who wants to take advantage of that. Let's get it going. I feel like we can do a couple more breaks. No one's taking me up on the ingrained deal, eh? I thought it'd be an easy way to get a blaster out of that break. So let me know. And if everyone is done for the night, no worries. Obviously, I'll get some more posted for tomorrow. We got some fun ones ready to go for tomorrow, so. Well, let me know, guys and girls. Kind of a last call on getting them going. Hopefully we can get a few more rocking out here. And if not, no big deal. Seems like everyone is getting ready for the big hockey game and baseball game. All right, well, I think that's my answer for tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back live tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern for some more amazingly fun breaks. Make sure you grab your spots nice and early so we can have a fun evening. And we can go from there. So with that being said, have yourselves a great rest of the evening. And we will see you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. Have a good one, everyone.